Good afternoon. Welcome to the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce Successful Business Show. We thank you for spending some time with us this afternoon or this morning. We know you are busy. But what we want to do is not only highlight the Urbandale Chamber and what's going on in your Chamber of Commerce, but also some of the businesses, the locally owned businesses that thrive throughout our community of Urbandale. And we're going to meet 4 wonderful business people today. Let's start with Janice Ann Wissenand. I did that okay?
You did it perfect.
She is the high priestess of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. Tell us what's going on in the chamber right now.
Oh, boy. We are off to a busy 2015. We're just on the tail end of our celebration of business, where we celebrated the Connector of the Year, the Business of the Year, the Citizen of the Year, and we just also kicked off our Total Resource Campaign, and that's a 6-week campaign where all of the sponsorships are sold for the chamber for the entire year.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah, there's about 50 volunteers that come in and help us do that for these 6 weeks. They have a little fun, and they're a little competitive, too.
Yeah, so the rest of the time you get to just serve your customers, serve your clients, and make sure that Urbandale's a great place to work.
Absolutely.
Let's go to one of the business people you've got. His name is John Schultz. Did I get that right?
Thank you. Yeah.
And John, you have Optimum Performance.
Optimum Performance.
I didn't say it right, did I?
You're spot on.
Optimum Performance Physical Therapy LLC, and you guys are located at 3980 Northwest Urbandale Drive in Urbandale. What do you do? I mean, you're a physical therapist, so how would I need your services?
You would need my services if you had any kind of movement challenges, any pain, anything that you're just not able to do normally, get up from sitting, maybe some limitations in shoulder range of motion, low back pain. You name a body part, I'm ready to work with it. I think the important part also to remember is a lot of people think you just go to a physical therapist when you've had an injury. You kind of can compare it to a dentist. You go to a dentist twice a year for cleanings, checkup, make sure your bite is correct. So as a physical therapist, I really focus a lot on prevention and trying to get with people so they can optimally move, because most of us have issues that we've kind of learned to live with, but can be very limiting and can affect you as you age. So I really want to be that resource for Central Iowa, Urbandale, to help people really live an optimal life.
And it sounds like it's for young and old.
Exactly. I have clients I had a 10-year-old come in this morning that I worked with, and I'll finish up with a 52-year-old businessman. So I work with all ages. I really enjoy that part of my job. It's just getting to see people as they kind of move through life.
Move through life. I like that. Now, when did you open, and I want to get it right again, Optimum Performance?
That is correct. I opened in August of this year. I did a joint venture with Lauren Stortz. A lot of people know him in the Urbandale
he's been on this show.
Yeah, great guy. He says hello to you.
Oh, hi,
He
Lauren.
speaks highly of you. But with Lauren, he's a triathlete. He's a personal trainer. He opened his gym. We have a 6,000 square foot gym with a lot of unique equipment and just a lot of clients that we want to serve and really help them, again, just be very healthy and enjoy all that they've been blessed with.
Now, who's your competition?
You know, that's a good question. I look at it a little differently because I really like working with chiropractors, other physical therapists, optometrists. I try to take a very integrative approach, and I know there's plenty of business out there, believe me. There is so much musculoskeletal pain and issues out there that can keep all of us busy. So I really want to be more collaborative and work with other people, but I do feel that I bring a unique skill set and unique value to the Central Iowa.
So you and a chiropractor would work in unison to help me relieve my aches and pains.
Correct. I have a chiropractor down the street. I'll send a shout out to Jeff Heller. He's a Urbandale, I believe, chamber member.
If he's not, Janice will go get him.
Sure,
today.
he will. And, you know, again, with HIPAA, I can never really give specifics. And if you know anything about HIPAA, it's protecting health information.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to be careful. But to speak in generalities, you know, a lot of times, yes, maybe someone will go see their chiropractor acutely for a type of injury. And then they kind of give them to me to work on rehab, so we can kind of work in team to really maximize that health benefit, because we all have different skill sets. And I think when you look at trying to work with others and synergize with them, I think that's it's best for the patient. And I want to do what's best for whoever comes and sees me.
Well, tell me about, when it comes to your business, what is it that you're passionate about? What really gets your juices flowing?
Sure. There are a number of things that I'm really passionate about, but, mainly I guess the theme would be health and wellness. It would really, I really like to work with people who come in, say, for example, they can't go up the stairs and they have to sleep downstairs in their main level. And I work with them so they can, climb stairs, they can go back to work. They can function at a high level and be their best with their family. And I think I think as a systems kind of approach, mind, body, spirit, because I've been doing this 20 years. And if I only focus on the body part and I don't try to get the mind from a neuroscience perspective and in the spirit also addressed, and it is, again, up to the person. But I think that's where I'm unique, because I am a small practice. I do a lot of I'm mainly one-on-one personalized care. So I get to really know my patients and clients, and that connection really helps because I know them, and I want to be their advocate.
Yeah, you're kind of an old-fashioned Marcus Welby MD when it comes to. You're probably too young to remember who that is.
I've heard of him. Yes, I've heard of him. Yes.
Oh, I feel old again.
Well,
Marcus Welby MD was a television show in which he was the doctor that had the bag and went from house to house,
sure,
maybe at the hospital, but he really knew his patients and he cared about them, and that was really the warmth of the show is his repeated patients and how he really cared for those people, and it sounds like you do the same.
And that's what I really see as lacking, unfortunately, I'm not critical of the insurance business, but the healthcare business is a business, and it's become very, in a way, corporate. So, again, you have quotas. It's high volume with reimbursement dwindling. It's hard to get that one-on-one relationship, and I think it's very important that when you come to a therapist, you're not being handed off each appointment. When you come to me, I'm going to see you from the start to the end, and I'm going to know you very well. And I think that really helps in the rehab process.
All right, real quick, a couple personal things about you. Who is your mentor?
That's a good question. I've had many mentors. I was in the Army for many years.
Thank you for serving.
I appreciate that. And I worked for a general, actually, this guy, Greg Roundtree. And I was a younger officer, and he really kind of took me under his wing. Mm-hmm. And it was painful at first because I made a lot of mistakes, but he really kind of showed me how important it is to be a leader and how to really serve others. So I guess I would say he's one of them, but there are many.
If you weren't in the physical therapy business, what business would you be in? What would you be doing?
Probably education, because that's another one of my passions, especially as I start. You kind of joked about Marcus Welby and some of the aging issues that I wasn't familiar, but I am aging, obviously. I'm 47. And so
you look like 30.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's my wife. She takes great care of me.
She must.
Yes, I'm very blessed. But I think there are a lot of strategies out there to age more effectively, and a lot of people just aren't familiar with that. Also, stress resiliency. I trained up at Mayo Clinic under stress resiliency, and I try to really incorporate that in there because I see with the technological advances, we're putting our people, our kids, everybody is under a lot of stress, and it can have harmful effects on the body. And when you look at it from an injury prevention standpoint, I want to help companies, businesses, organizations prevent injury-related issues related to stress. And there are some very evidence-based research techniques that are very simple that can really impact somebody's ability to manage stress more effectively.
That's awesome. It's obviously you love your job and you love your patients.
I feel I've had a lot of blessings in my life.
Yeah, they're lucky to have you too.
Well, thank you.
John Schultz is his name. His business is Optimum Performance Physical Therapy, and it's at 3980 Northwest Urbandale Drive in Urbandale. John, it was a pleasure to have you here today.
Do you mind? I appreciate your generosity of time. A couple quick highlights, though.
You bet.
Iowa is a great state. The good thing about Iowa is a direct access state, unless you're Medicare. You can come see me without a referral. A lot of people do not know that. So, again, I see a lot of people directly, word of mouth. I appreciate people's support. I like working with whole families. And then the other part is, again, just really value your health and don't take it for granted, because that's one thing that once you lose is very hard to regain. So thank you very much.
I was just thinking about that today, actually. I really was. That because I'm at that age now where things are breaking and not working and things like that. So maybe I need to come see you.
I would love to work with you.
Janice, I'll come to you one last time. Anything exciting that we need to know about the Chamber?
I want to make sure that everybody's aware that on Tuesday mornings at the Chamber, every week at 9 a.m., we do it's a informal group. It's Meet the Chamber, and prospects, Chamber members, anybody and everybody is welcome to do that. It's an hour to learn more about the Urbandale Chamber.
All right. That's Janice Ann with an and, right?
Exactly.
And we sure appreciate that you taking the time today to learn about the businesses that are a part of your community with the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. Have a great day.